Thanks, Basil. I just want to give you a bit of an insight into the Saturday afternoon team. We're a bunch of unique individuals.
Hello and welcome to episode 15, part 1 of the Unique Individuals podcast. We are back after a long summer. Good to have everyone with us. It's the start of uni and, well, how's it been, boys, so far to be back?
Yeah, good to be back. Back into the swing of things and everything like that. Good to have you blokes around again. So, yeah, can't wait to kick it off.
Yeah, no, it's good to be back in the smoke, back in the air pollution. So, had the bit of fresh air out in the country, a bit of work, and we proceed back to the Bundoora area.
Yeah, it's good to be back at uni. Good to see you boys again. Good to be back.
Words cannot describe how excited I've been for this moment. Back with the lads, and let's just get into it. Can't wait.
Season 2 is going to happen this year.
It's upon us.
It is, and we can't wait. Bigger and better things on the way. But it's great to be back. And we'll get into things, obviously. Cricket has been happening for us boys during the summer. It still is. It's at the pointy end of the season now for some players. We'll get straight into it. Blair and Hugo, been in the threes pretty much all year. Bit of a slow start, fair to say for both, but you've really... I feel so. But you've made your way into the team. You've cemented your spot. Both crucial players for the team. And, well, the thirds for the Born Saints. Finals are upon the horizon for you guys. And, there's only one more game till finals. And how are you boys feeling?
Yeah, I mean, it's been a great season. Come down and get amongst ball. And Hugo and I played fours first game, did nothing and got elevated, which was great. And then, since then we've been in the thirds. So I was driving back using a bit of petroleum to get back, but for the games. But no, it's been cracking. Like I think we've won 9 out of the last 10, something like that. We've bloody come home with a wet sail, and it's been good. Hugo and I both were fortunate enough to get on the end of a few runs / wickets as the season's progressed, and we're in a good spot. We've got top side this weekend, Mulgrave, and we're confident we can roll them, and then we're guaranteed finals right now. So, the vibe in the camp is as though we can go all the way this year, and definitely a few of the older boys, finals is what they've been chasing for a long time.
Yeah, no, it's good to be playing at Bourne. Good culture down there. We're having a bit of fun down there in the threes. Blair's been playing like a house on fire recently.
I'm blushing.
Been on fire. I think it was our good friend Richard Spratty told us that I don't think the threes have played finals since 2014.
Oh, wow.
So, it's good to break the drought. Blair and I won't take all the credit, but a large amount of the credit should go to us.
Well, we'll go into the bit of the credit, because I got my cricket up, and, as you do, we'll shine a light on you boys, because you have had a good season. Hugo, in the threes, your high score's been 45. You've got 200 runs with a healthy average of 22, so not too bad. Blair, yourself, averaging 9 with the ball with 21 wickets. And one of those was an incredible 6 for 8 against Bulleen. I want your thoughts on that game and your performance, and how was it to get 6 for 8, career high?
Yeah, it was pretty incredible, really. 3 was my highest before that day, which I'd got on probably 7 occasions. Never could get past the 3, especially this year. I think I started off with 3, 3, 3, 2, 3, and just couldn't get past that one. I actually drove back from Apollo Bay the morning of, windy track through the trees, just getting psyched up for the game. Got to Trinity Grammar, I think it was, and there's about 6 grounds, so walked to the wrong one, then got directed back to the right one. I was a bit rattled early, I think it's fair to say. But once I got there on the ground, the right ground, and got the ball in the hand, first change I bowled, come on, and Tex and I think Spratty opened, and they'd done an incredible job keeping it tight. And then I come on, got a wicket, and then got another one, and then got another one. And I won't keep going, but when I got to 3, I was like, oh geez, we're at 3 after the first 2 or 3 overs. I was like, geez, we're on here. And then I was just bowling straight at it, hit the stumps 3 times I think, and it was good. It was good. I couldn't really believe it. I was in a bit of disbelief when they said, "Blair, that's 5, man." I'm like, "Jeez, don't really know what to do here." I think when I got my 4th, I said to Dools, shout out to Dools, I said, gee, I've never actually got 4 before. And he's like, well, mate, this bloke can barely hold the stick, make it 5. And then I said, oh, righto. And then, 6 for 8, 2 4s in the 1 over, which both come off the edge of, I think it's fair to say, 2 spuds. And so I was a bit flat with that. That over really cost me 5 maidens of my 6. AJ said, Blair, you've bowled 6, mate. There's still 2 or 3 wickets to get. Have a spell. And I was like, oh, AJ, you don't want me to have my next 2? But yeah, it was good. 6 for 8, I was pretty in disbelief, really. They clapped me off, didn't really know what to do. Sort of walked off, head down, just
rattled.
Gave the ball a little raise. And so Connor said I'm not a bowler, obviously. So that's all. I just wanted to touch back on that, yeah.
So yeah, you said you had your head down and everything like that. You didn't know what to do.
Yeah.
Yet as soon as you got home, you sent me a photo of you holding the ball up 5 foot to post on social. So
I think once I got back to my uni room, I got a bit comfortable with it, and thought, I took 6 for. I'm a bowler, and then I sent Mansell a little with the pill that I took him with. I thought better get around it and give you something to upload. So. And then the boys in the apartment said that I wrote the post myself, which obviously
is true.
Definitely.
But I don't like the attention, but it was a good day out.
Yeah, incredible figures, really. Even at suburban level, it's rare to see that kind of stuff. So, well done to you, Blair. And before we move on, Hugo, obviously last game of the season is this week against Mulgrave, top team before finals. So, bit of a, little practice run. Against the best before finals. Hugo, your thoughts on going into the game? Do you feel like the team's prepared for the challenge?
Yeah, I think we are. I don't know the stats or anything, but off the top of my head, I reckon probably about 75% of the games Blair and I have played, we've bowled out the opposition, I'd say. Like, we're a pretty good bowling side.
Lots of options.
Yeah, and which is...
I will say the team has taken 131 wickets, which is the most out of all teams in the division. So you are leading wicket takers.
So that doesn't surprise me. We've got a good bowling attack. With Blair taking 6 for each week, it's pretty easy. But they've got a bloke I think called Parker or something who's averaging 113 with the stick this year in 5 centuries. So we got to look out for him.
Yeah, he's cracked 800 runs, I think, and pretty worrying, I guess, when you're an early bowler. But I just want to touch on as well. It was missed a bit there. Hugo this year's been in fine form at number 3. 2 times he's fallen just short of the half century, which very incredibly stiff, 45 and 44. But yeah, firstly, let's commend the individual form of the man, because it was 1 week, I think, against Ashburton, he got elevated to 3 and hit 45, and he didn't look back since, and he's been a designated number 3 for the rest of the year. And can bowl when
taking 6 wickets.
When he gets the ball in his hand, beautiful line and length. Just
I will say with the bowling, I do come on to the tail end. There's a bit of Pat Cummins about it. Bring myself on with number 7, 8, 9 on, and that's how I get my wickets.
Clean up the tail.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't say I clean up the tail, but that's how I get the wickets, get the tail enders. But it's all right to be averaging 22 after averaging 2 for the first 3 games of the season. So
no, you made a little comeback there.
And then get belted for 26 and 1 over.
Oh, we don't need to look over that one.
Mansell's, he brings up the bad days,
That was a rare stat. That was a one-off for Hugo, but well done.
But it happens to us.
So good luck for this week, and obviously we'll talk more about your finals performance in the next episode or so. But
we'll tell you where the grand final is when we make it, so you can come along and watch. So shout out to all the thirds boys as well, though. Legends,
AJ,
great group. Yeah,
Skipper.
AJ leading the crew. You got all the boys, good banter. It's good fun. It's great to be a part of it. So
definitely is. We'll move on now to Connor. Now I don't have the My Cricket stats up, but you are playing back at home.
I've got mine up. I've got the team.
He's got it up. But before we go in it, Connor, you've been playing back at home for Hamilton in the 2s? Or bit of 1s? Or
in the B grade.
So how's that been going, mate?
Oh, look, not too bad. The team's going well. It's been an odd sort of season. I've played 7 games, I reckon, and if the max someone's played is probably like 10. So normally you get 18 or 19, but so many games rained out and whatnot. But currently we're second on the ladder with 1 game to come, and we're like about 1% behind top. So if we win by enough this week, we'll finish top, and then hopefully go on and win it all. But we played pretty much the best side in it a couple of weeks ago, I think, and we made like 120, I think, off 40 overs, which is not great, but they had a very good bowling side. Like they're a good A-grade side on their day, for sure. And then we bowled them out for 52, so that was pretty good. And one of our boys took 6 for 1 off 8.
Oh my god.
So Joshy Neild, Poodle as he goes by, shout out to the great man.
Welcome to the club, Poodle.
But and the one run he went for was a wide, so he set the house on fire, and hopefully he can do the same in finals.
What about you, Rhonda? How have your stats been this year?
Just give me a second. I'm just gonna... not too bad, I guess.
He's a hard man to please. He's his biggest critic.
But batting could be better. I think I averaged 16, but a lot of them are just red ink, so it's not like I've really batted that well for it. But I've taken 16 wickets as well at 7.44, so not too bad.
Solid.
And that includes the bowling, so maybe my average is a bit less, for St Andrews, 14 wickets at like probably 8.
So despite Blair having an average of 9, Connor still has a better average of 7.
But look,
not as many wickets.
Look,
Who's the better bowler?
Probably me, but
It's-
I mean, Connor's trying hard.
Look, I wouldn't normally say this, but I think Blair, he's bowled better this year, I think, than myself.
Respect.
I've struggled just to kind of get a rhythm. I haven't played more than 2 games in a row, I don't think, so I don't feel like I'm bowling that well, even though I'm taking wickets. It's a lot easier when you can play 4 or 5 on the trot or more, and then just get into a flow and a rhythm, and then you feel like you can't put a foot wrong when you get in that sort of state. But I definitely could bowl better and go for more runs. Like, I don't think I can definitely bowl better, and hopefully in finals that's the time to do it and come out and help the boys hopefully get a win, and that'll be our 3rd B grade flag in 4 or 5 years if we can do it. So yeah.
Yeah, no, we've all had a bit of success individually, and also yourself, Owen. Obviously, you've been playing up in the ones at Baldwin, and coming off is it your career biggest score?
Yeah.
Only a couple weeks ago. So tell us about your season, and individually and as a team.
Yeah, well, this season for us has been a bit of a rebuild season. We're currently 6th. Next week's the second week of the last 2-dayer. Bit of a run chase. I think we got 215 off 80 overs. So it's going to be a bit tough. But look, it's been a rebuild year. We're not going to get relegated, which is a good thing. But we've had some good moments as a team, and we've definitely grown closer. The group of boys. But yeah, my top score 75 last game. Good to make some runs, that's for sure. It's been a bit of an up and down season for me too. I've either made, solid 20 or 30, 40 or single digits. So I think I'm averaging around the 20 mark, which is okay, but could be better. But it's been a bit of an up down season, but I've enjoyed every moment. So it's been good, yeah.
Oh, lovely. Mess, what have you been up to, brother?
Me?
Mary Mead's back up and running.
Yes,
And he's getting income, and he's back coaching.
I am, yeah, and can't say I've been doing much on the cricket field, but yeah, I mean, life's been good. Back into the swing of things. Umpiring's even started back up now, so
Massive.
training there. And
Back in his element.
I am, and then like you said, coaching started back up, and haven't had practice matches yet, but that'll come. So yeah.
Yeah, good
That's
stuff.
been good.
And we've also had, a holiday break, and obviously we've done individual things with our families and everything, but we've also gathered together, have another little lads' holiday. We went to Phillip Island, which was, when was that, Mansell? When did we organise that?
I think that was late January.
Late January.
Yeah, first couple of days of Feb, maybe.
Yeah.
So all of us except Hugo, unfortunately, got down to Phillip Island for a few days, in Cowes. In the local town, and yeah, great trip, honestly, really good. I know Mansell's got a few things down written from the trip. You might want to go through.
Yeah, well, we know why Hugo missed, and that was because Coles decided to come knock on the door and say, you got to work, so told him to stay back.
But just quickly on that, Hugo, you've got a bit of an update with your work front.
Tell the viewers, tell the audience,
and because they know that Coles is a massive part of this podcast and your life, and and now we need to update
Should
them.
be
and
sponsored by
let them
Coles.
know. We should, but maybe not anymore.
Maybe not.
since-
Well, Hugo.
Well, I mean, I won't say no to a sponsorship and a bit of cash, but I mean, I'm out of that joint at the moment.
Round of applause.
Go back.
Well deserved.
What was
Yeah,
that?
no intention of going back to that
Oh.
joint, to be honest. Nah, but
So you're unemployed at the moment?
unemployed,
Enjoying life?
Welcome
I
to
am.
the world.
unemployed and losing money.
Well, you'll get back on it. Don't worry. But yeah. So yeah. Well, back then he was still at Coles, and unfortunately missed the trip. But Jackson, how did you find the trip, mate? We did a lot of things. North Pier Hotel was a destination we kept going to quite frequently. Good food there and drink, and plenty of pool competitions, which Rhonda couldn't really handle his emotions after a loss, acting like a little boy. But
Lost and a couple of Bilsons don't go down well.
oh yeah.
Yeah, look, I don't know, it's no different reaction to normally. I'm a hothead on the field. Got a white lung fever, and I just didn't perform well. I let Mansfield down, and it was one of the more bleak sort of series of performances I've ever had. So we'll work on it.
Yeah, well, I had to play out my skin to basically keep you in it. So,
So
yeah.
for context, basically we did teams. Blair and I were on a team, and Connor and Jackson were on another team playing pool. And what did we do? A best of 5 and a bit of an Ashes series.
Yeah, and then an all or nothing.
Oh,
as well.
I think they won the last test, but we were like all or nothing,
And
and,
then we rolled.
and they agreed. We shook hands. Connor
There was
agreed.
consent. There was consent. for both sides.
There was consent, and
There's no consent.
as soon and Blair and I won. I'll give credit to Blair. He really clutched up on the last few balls, and well, it's fair to say Connor had a sookie. Oh no, there was no deal on. What's this all or nothing rubbish?
We didn't shake hands.
No, it's alright, it doesn't matter.
There's a few tears on the walk back to the caravan
some
park. but-
few tears.
There wasn't. Yeah, dry tears, little crocodile tears from me. Just put a bit of mayo on it, but like obviously don't like losing and disappointing. I don't think you played out of your skin, mate. I mean, you were as good as you could be, but it was still quite average. If we're being honest.
Well, you haven't seen me play, and you know that my worst is really, really bad. So
You sort of
it's out of my skin for more.
You kept us afloat a little bit, but you kept us afloat. The ship was always going to sink. It was just a matter of time, and eventually it did, and hit the iceberg.
I've got one quote I just thought of during pool at North Pier in Phillip Island. Connor told Mansfield to go for a certain shot, late stages in the all or nothing, the decider, and Mansfield, there's no polite way to put it. He cooked it, and rather than saying bad luck, it was sort of my idea. Connor's like, that is an absolute shit shot. That's a shit shot, and just rub the salt in the wounds as I sort of finished off the game with putting the black in, and so I think there was a few issues over in their camp. A bit
Definitely. I think we've come to terms that Connor's not really a team player, and he can turn against his teammates pretty quickly.
Yeah, with his own ideas.
If things go south, but
Actually, yeah.
It's a generalisation that I'm normally a good teammate in team sports.
Speaking about quotes, I do have my own quote. You can go back and have a look at the footage, but within the last few minutes of the final episode, Connor did say to me, we will, there will be a bit of biffo between us two at some stage, and let's say that was the only prediction that came true that over the break. So,
I mean, while we were down in Phillip Island, obviously we got stitched up a bit with the go-karts not being open, which we're really keen to, sort of
Tuesday to Saturday
maintenance,
and that's when we were there. It was
So-
like, you got to be kidding.
and then we asked about a little twilight cruise with a few drinks on Saturday or something.
I
like
think
that.
it was a Thursday
Yeah,
night.
something rubbish. We're like, well, give us a chance. We did play mini golf, which
And bowling.
Yeah, and bowling. I was quick to forget about that one.
We've
Obviously,
got the scorecards.
I definitely haven't.
We have put it on the socials. Mansell, unbelievably, played 2 of the best games of his life. You can see the scores on the socials. They're already up there, so you can see for yourself. But unbelievable. And the strut of the man when he gets a spiral strike is unbelievable. You'll never see anything like it. Connor...
it's got like Lance Franklin
Connor was...
after marking vibes walking back for a set shot.
Fair to say, Connor, again, through another tangent.
He was rollerball.
He was kicking balls and punching chairs, and what is this game? It's slipping out of my hand, all that stuff.
Look, it wasn't a very promising tour for myself on the sporting arena, but look, I don't know what happened that day. It was one of the most dismal displays you'll see. I think a blind man could have knocked me off that day. But look, the arrogance on Mansell when he was winning them, he's just dropping them down, and they just sort of held the line, sort of come back into the right-hander at times, and sort of took them all out. But that will be his best performance now and forever, I think.
Big call. It's a big call.
With all due respect, we were all quite pissed off and really stunned by the flukiness that presented itself.
No, that's a fair call. We all were. We're like, this can't be happening. This man is coming out of nowhere, throwing 120s, 130s for a total. I think you got 147. I think was that right?
I'll let you say 147, but I'll take it.
No, that's
incredible. I must mention as well that the mini golf that they had, like, not necessarily, I don't want to bring this up just because I won, but it was actually...
No, that is the reason.
But, no, it was a pretty awesome course. Connor and I have been there before with a couple other mates, and so we were returners, which we should have given us the upper hand. Connor didn't quite find that. But it was a great course. I think it took us a while to get through, but boys, how did you see that? It was good fun.
Yeah, definitely. A few interesting courses, a lot of little ups and downs, and
how did you hit one in the water to go in the hole?
I'm not going to say I could have won, but the second last hole, par of I think it was 8 or something. It was a tough one. I think I got
13. I think
it was 13. I think it was more.
Maybe 14.
But look, I'm going to say that's where it cost me, and it's fair to say I had a bit of a tantrum there as well. But Blair was, I guess, pretty consistent all day. Mansell, I don't know what you posted up, mate, but it was...
I posted up something rubbish.
He cracked the ton. Cracked the ton for the first time in his career.
I wasn't that bad.
Pretty sure it was, actually, but yeah. Should be right.
But yeah, I mean, I think obviously, we've said a fair bit about this trip, but just one thing for the viewers to take out of this trip is the boys had a lot of tantrums on this trip. Whatever the sport might be, whether it was pool, whether it was golf, whether it was bowling, even table tennis.
Oh, yeah,
yes,
table
a lot of broken bats there.
And I remember there were a few nights we were playing with little tackers.
Shout out to Jasper. Good hit.
There was a couple others.
And he had an intriguing name.
Yeah,
I can't remember.
It was whatever the name was, but like, we were getting pretty. They were pretty competitive for their age, and every time. Kirby, that's the name. Shout out to Kirby. A couple of little rivals there, I think. They were definitely good competitors.
We've piled it on Mansell, but I do have to give him a bit of respect here. Mansell can throw an American football.
I was going to say, we went down to the beach one of the nights. This man's got a cannon for an arm. And not just a cannon, hits the target.
Left.
In the breadbasket. Like, the left, I love the left. I love the lefties. They just got that action. Mansell, where have you learned how to throw a ball like that?
I don't know.
Just natural.
Yeah, Benny Boy will say that he takes the credit for it, but it was just out of my skin that day. I think I found my calling.
Yeah, we're all pretty good, but like Mansell was just every throw just on target. It was pretty impressive, honestly.
Yeah, it was very next level.
No, overall the trip was great. Weather was good. Really good dinners we had. We cooked a little barbie one night, which was nice.
A few little cruises to go.
lot of beveraginos, but we won't get into that too much. But great little trip. And then obviously, boys, you've gone on trips yourselves. We might start with Jackson. Let's start with Jackson. You went to Gold Coast for the New Year's.
I did.
How was that, mate?
Yeah, well, speaking about good weather, it was beautiful up there. It might not have been your 30s and stinking hot like it was back in Melbourne around that time, but really consistent with the weather, nice and humid. Beach weather pretty much every day, which was good considering we were basically half a K walk from there. So it's it's pretty good from there. Good weather. New Year's was able, to watch the fireworks along the beach and that, which was really good. It's the first New Year's I've spent out of Melbourne, so it was good to see how it's done in another state, I suppose, and managed to get out to a couple of theme parks, Movie World, Top Golf, killed it there as well.
Self-indulgence.
Yeah, I reckon.
It's not self-indulgence, but it's a fact. So.
I reckon it's a bit of self-indulgence.
But yeah, no, it was a good trip, good little holiday, get away, and yeah.
Yeah, nice. Hugo, yourself, you went to Sydney. How was that, mate?
Spent a fair bit of time up there too.
Yeah.
Yeah, spent just short of a month up there, up in Sydney with Dad's family, which was good. First time in 3 years I managed a full trip up there. Last year, bit of an incident. COVID had spread through the family like wildfire. We had to drive 9 hours back in the one night with my sister, who's a bit of a germaphobe, so that was fun. Wasn't enjoying it. I was stuck in the back seat as well. It was a tiny little car, knees up against
those legs, just
knees
up to the chin.
It was not a fun experience, that one, but no, it was good to see everyone from the family again. I hadn't seen a lot of them for a fair while, which is pretty tough. We were all quite close. Poor old Dad couldn't get up though. Had something done to his ankle and he couldn't fly up or anything. Had to stay close to the doctor. So
Oh gosh,
very stiff.
Yeah.
no, he was milking it. So no, yeah, it was a good trip. And you went to Adelaide, I saw.
Yeah, I did. You usually go to Adelaide every year to see Mum's family. Mum's family during the summer. Yeah, that was really good. I was up there for a good 3 weeks. But yeah, no, great to see all the family. Great weather. Beaches are always good there. So yeah, love it up there. Whenever I'm in Adelaide, I just feel like, this is summer. This is what you live for. But yeah, and then obviously you boys, the Burns boys, Port Fairy. How was that for you guys?
Ron to kick us off, champ.
Jeez, I don't really appreciate the champ. But, no, look, it was good. I think we were there for about a month as well, coming and going, obviously, of work. I got to be there a little bit more, just working part-time. Obviously, Blair full-time, so he was, he wasn't there too much, unfortunately for him. But, look, I really didn't do a great deal there. Was there for New Year's. Went to the pub a few times with a few mates and went to the beach, just a few little walks and whatnot.
Kicking the sand?
Yeah, sort of dip toes in the water a little bit as well and a little bit of sand kicking and whatnot. But, and then, sometimes I just, sit in the caravan and just watch the Oz Open, which I was pretty into at the time. But it was a pretty cruisy trip and I can't imagine we did quite as much as what you lads did in your respective areas, but no, it was a good little getaway and a great little balancer for work as well.
Yeah, I think I did about 6 weeks full time back at the Spec, back at the newspaper in Hamilton, so that kept me pretty busy. Got to come clean. Jazz and I were planning to go to Rocklands for New Year's, just a little camping trip, and on the day, the plans were all good. We set off in the Commodore and I've been there before, so it wasn't all unknown and sort of got there, narrow roads, a lot of sand about, a bit of mud, tough for the commie to navigate. And probably drove in there for the best part of an hour, getting a few wrong turns and trees beside me, deep in the bush and aquaplaning a bit in the sand and eventually I saw a bit of water. I went around the wrong side of the reservoir and it was basically in the middle of nowhere. Stayed calm and went took a right turn to go to the water just to set up a little camping and realised it was very sandy, basically a sand pit. So Jazz said to me, I don't think we're going to make it through there. And we're already going downhill, and I said, well, it's too late, we've got to give it a crack. And I put the foot down, and it got a couple metres and then stopped. Back wheel was spinning, the motor really, really running hard, 38 degrees, cars in the sun. We're about 2 hours from where Dad is, and he's the only man that could pull me out. Tried to floor it. Went and sat in the water in the little camping chair waiting for Dad. Phone was about 10%. Didn't really know where I was. But eventually he got there a couple of hours later, pulled us out. So it was fair, excuse the language, but a fair fuck up from me. I'll take accountability for that. But then we got back, and then after all that we decided, let's just go back to Port Fairy, back to the base camp for the night. Went a little walk and then hit the pub and saw the fireworks. It was all good, but yeah, not many people know that. I do have photos of the bogging, which I can reluctantly provide for socials.
No, compulsory profile
But
for socials.
yeah, I just thought I'd come clean. I felt, felt a bit amiss just knowing that without you boys. So
Well, yeah.
yeah, it wasn't a great.
And how's the commie? Is it?
No, it's all
Sure,
good.
right?
It's all good. There was a few scratches on the way up. Dad
You
hooked
showed
it
me
up.
those. You
Dad
showed
hooked
me
it up
those.
on the hooked it up to the Land Cruiser and pulled it out, scraping against trees, and it was a real ear-piercing sound. Not a great one. I've had a couple bad dreams about it since. But yeah, apart from that, Connor and I obviously had a little trip to Apollo Bay with a couple of the boys as well, only a few weeks back, and that was really good. Nice little weather. Stayed at the caravan park there in a little cabin, and lost my wallet one night, left it at the pub, and got found the next day, so it was all good. And they stitched me up. It's got my phone number on my business card, my Spectator business card in my wallet.
Yeah.
It's got my mobile number on it.
Yeah.
Also the office number, which I no longer work at. They called the office in Hamilton
Oh no.
and said, "We've got Blair Burns' wallet here at Apollo Bay Pub."
Oh.
So it gave everyone back in the newsroom a good laugh now that I'm not even there. So they obviously took the piss a bit there because they could have just called my mobile. I was like a street away. But instead they had to call Hamilton and just let everyone know that Blair lost his wallet at the pub.
Let the whole town know.
Yeah, so the first I realised my wallet was gone was actually when I got a message from someone from the spec. They said, "Mate, why's your wallet at Apollo Bay Pub?" I'm like, "Oh yeah, it's not in my bag actually, yeah." But so that wasn't a great part of it. But went ziplining, Rhonda. How'd you find that, mate? Debut for a bit of ziplining.
Oh, it was actually quite fun. Little things like that, for whatever reason, I just get a bit nervous quite nervous, especially when we were signing the forms at the start. They have to, check our weight and stuff, just so we make sure the harnesses hold us
If
and
you
stuff.
die, it's not our responsibility.
Yeah, you have to sign away your life.
And I'll tell you what, the scales had a few more kilos on it than what I was expecting. I think I've been on a national Palmer tour the last sort of 3 or 4 weeks. I've been a lot of chicken, so that's good. But I'm working my way down to a healthy weight for myself. But but especially it was quite confronting when it said we're not liable if you get serious injury and/or death. So that's kind of made me a little nervous. But we got through it and had some genuine characters for instructors on the zip line. They were quite rare units, we'll be honest.
One bloke,
they were very weird guys.
He said to us, he seemed very laid back, didn't really know what he was doing. And he said, "How long do you think I've been in this job, boys?" And he's 18. And I'm like, a couple of the boys said, 4 months. He's like, 3 weeks. And then he's like, "Anyway, here's your harness, boys." So a bit rattled there, but all our trips were lovely. So it sounds like everyone's got away and had a good time, and back to the grind now for uni studies.
Back to it. Well, we'll move on now to last Sunday. You boys had your birthday, which was really good, and Jazz and Walshy organised a little surprise get together. The boys walked into Stolberg pub, and us boys and a lot of people on campus and friends from afar were all there. And it was a little surprise dinner and drinks. And boys, how was the surprise for you boys?
Yeah, no, it was pretty incredible. Obviously, Connor and I are 21. Congrats, Connor.
Well done, mate. Feel pretty old now, to be honest. But
You already were.
older than what I were.
No, it was great. It was great. We didn't expect anything. Jazz, bless her. She spoiled me, got me AirPods for my birthday, and then went out for lunch. And I didn't suspect a thing. She said, "Well, go and have a little quiet dinner." Just 4 or 5 of us. I was like, "Oh yeah, pretty chill at Stolly's," and went bowling prior and rocked up. Obviously the people working there played along, said 5, we'll put you out in the beer garden booking for 5. I'm like, easy, yeah. Walk out down the stairs and see about 20 or 30 people there. The boys here, Friends from uni. Had no idea what was going on. Really rattled. Happy birthday started, and I went very red. Didn't know what to do.
I got the footage. Yeah. You're both rattled from it.
Yeah, Rhonda come over, put his little hand on my shoulder, just a little massage. He didn't really know what to do, and it was great. It was great from everyone to get around it. Shout out to Jazz. Amazing organising all that without me knowing at all. She had it in the pipeline for weeks. So, for her not to spill the beans and tell me, because she did tell me she got me AirPods before the birthday. She said one night, after a couple of drinks, I got you AirPods for your birthday. I'm like, and she's like, but still like surprise, but anyway. So I did, but we had a few drinks. It was great, a few games of pool, and I struggled to get to class the next morning. Threw up about 10 minutes prior. Too many vodka raspberries on the night. But,
was it 10?
At a minimum.
Because I went to the bar once with Blair, and he ordered 2. I'm like, oh, is that for me? He's like, no, 2 for myself. I'm like, oh, okay, you're going big tonight. It's like, I'm like, mate, we got class tomorrow. First day of uni back class. You want to, start off on the right note. And he's like, I'll be alright.
Went back.
And he was alright, but
went back to the apartment, kicked on, played a bit of Mario Kart, another 4 or 5 CCs there, and then a few little speeches. Which was a good laugh.
You just made that 11 o'clock class, maybe about 5 minutes late. Yeah,
but that's a great result.
Yeah.
Great result. I walked out of my room pretty dusty, eating one bit of Vegemite toast, and it's not great, but we got there.
So, I just wanted to say quickly, like you said, you had absolutely no clue about it. I could definitely attest to that. I think I waited up until midnight to send a message, oh, happy birthday, everything like that. Us boys as well, same thing, and then you guys are like, oh yeah, obviously thanks for that. Like, we'll have to celebrate. We'll go out for dinner one night and everything like that, and we're just thinking to ourselves, you have absolutely no idea what's going on. It's like,
I think Blair said, see you boys Monday or something, and we're like, okay, see you Monday, even though we knew that we were going to see you that night, the Sunday night.
And I said to you boys, oh, how about next Wednesday, maybe we go out for dinner, Sporting Globe.
And no one replied.
in the chat, I said, for our birthday, and no one replied except sounds good, mate, from Answer, which was about 2 hours later, and I was like, oh, geez, maybe they just don't want to celebrate with me on my birthday.
That's not my friends anymore.
I was like, what's going on here? Sporting Globe's our home ground. But no, it was a ripper, and you boys rattled us a lot.
Yeah, no, it was very interesting. It was a fantastic day, but it was very interesting sort of weekend, because myself and Walshy went home on the Saturday to play cricket. Gets cancelled when we're there, so we stay Saturday night, come back, and only the old man's home at the moment. My sister and Mum are actually at Adelaide because Ali's starting uni, so it felt.
Oh, Dad's in Adelaide as well.
Oh, he's actually he is. Yeah, actually he went there Monday, but at the time he was the only one there. But it felt a bit weird just being. That was the first sort of birthday away from family, but I was driving back, and you don't really want to be driving back, in a car for 4 hours on your birthday. I was a little flat because I was like, oh, we probably won't do much today. I'll be tired. We might have a little dinner, and heaps of people that end up coming along days before. I said, oh, it's actually my birthday Sunday. We might have to organise something next week, and they're just like, yeah. No, they did pretty. They're like, yeah, no worries, should be good. So I had no idea. We went bowling first, and then so I just thought it was going to be the 5 of us or whoever was there, and I was a little bit flat because I was like, there's a lot of people that have had an impact in our lives, so I wouldn't mind a fair few more people there. So then when we rock up, and to have everyone there and to see all these faces and happy birthday singing, it was quite it felt pretty special, but I felt a little embarrassed when I'm getting sung to. I don't really like the attention, but no, it was a really good night.
Doesn't really like the attention.
He loves it.
You sure about that?
Nah, look, I don't really. I felt uncomfortable, but it was a good.
Since when?
Where's Connor and what have you done with him?
Is this the real Connor?
Nah, but it was it was a good night, and thanks to everyone that come along and made it really special, and very humbling experience to be a part of that and have everyone sort of there for you, which is nice.
Well, actually, you've given me a bit of a segue there, saying you don't want the attention. You think about, a few months ago, you had your workers situation where you got up on stage, took the top off, look at me. Yeah, and then I've just heard some breaking news that you had another incident where you got kicked out of a pub last week or something. Care to enlighten us on the situation?
Yeah, look, I can't get away from trouble. I'm a magnet for trouble. It's terrible, really, especially when you're not trying to get in trouble. Like, that's even worse, and it doesn't bode too fondly for my future experiences. I might get stuck in a situation and end up going to jail for something I didn't do. Something by the sounds of my luck. But it was at the same place, actually. The previous Tuesday at the Stolberg, we had a back-to-school event, so we'd all just wear old school gear and all that. It was a good night. Everyone's there enjoying themselves. Got towards the back end of the night before it closed, and then all of a sudden the security guard comes up to me, and I look around like, who's he talking to? And then he grabs me by the tie that was already quite rustled in the situation, and look, he I'm sure he felt like choking me out. Like, it wasn't great. I was scared, and just leads me to the door and kind of drags me a little bit, and I'm like, well, mate, what's going on? What's happened here? He's like, my colleague tells me that you've just been spewing the taunts and you've come out. I said, look, it wasn't me, I promise you. Sometimes I tell lies, but this is not the time. It wasn't me. And then we walk out. He kicks me around and pushes me out, pulled down the stairs. And he says, well, sorry, mate, even if you didn't do it, I can't change it now. What's done is done. I'm like, well, mate, easy for you to say. You've just ruined my night. All my friends are in there. I had plenty more in me. And look, sometimes you win some, you lose some, and unfortunately I lose more than I win. I promise you I didn't spew, so I didn't see that other redhead that there must have been accusing, but or that actually did it, I guess, and I got accused for it. But if I see him, I'll hunt him down and have stern words and maybe give him a clip or two. So, but look, it was a really somber way to end the night for myself, and I just jumped back on the tram
by yourself,
with my tail between my legs.
Did you go home by yourself?
There might have been a couple more people, but they were pretty much by myself. Yeah, so it was a long trip back.
Were you there, Blair, to experience this?
I was there, but I wasn't aware he was gone until I heard someone say, yeah, he got kicked out. It's not the first time I've heard that, to be fair. But and someone's like, oh, he got kicked out. I was like, oh, it doesn't really surprise me, to be honest. But he was falsely accused on this occasion, which apologies for that, Connor, because I didn't blink twice about it. I thought, yeah, fair enough. Yeah. I would probably kick him too.
I'm glad you guys actually back in my story, because like, I'm telling the truth, and I thought you'd just think like this would be a nice little stitch up for him and just go on with it that I did it. But no, thanks for believing in me, and it means a lot.
That's awesome.
Before we finish off this part 1 episode, Jackson, you've got a little announcement for, I guess, what all of us boys will be doing this year. We've decided to get together and create a little team. Jackson, you want to go into a bit more?
So obviously we sort of raised the idea on the pod earlier last year where we're like, we'll get a social basketball team going. We all had a little hit out, and then even when we were down at the lad pad, played a bit of basketball and that as well. I can confirm that it is going ahead this year. So season starts, I think, in about 6 weeks, but we'll details will come as the time approaches. But we've got a team going. Be playing Sunday nights. Not at uni because there's reasons for that. But
which are privacy and legal reasons we can't go into on this podcast.
We'll be playing at my local basketball stadium actually out at Mill Park. So
advantage already.
So get the home crowd advantage and everything like that. But we'll keep you updated we'll keep you updated on the situation. But yeah, you can lock us in.
No, I'm really excited for this, boys. Little dream team here, I reckon. And we all got
We all
roles
offer
and
something,
positions.
yeah.
You know, we got height, we've got speed, creativity.
Yeah. I'll take it. Yeah, basketball IQ, I'd say.
But no, really looking forward to it. Obviously, Hugo plays at the moment with a few mates, so he must be in form, hopefully. Last time I saw Blair, he couldn't miss a three. Connor's passing's unbelievable. Jackson,
Yeah.
sorry, no.
He stopped for a second and he knew he was in trouble.
I'm joking.
No, he's incredible in the paint, man. So big frame in there,
Yeah.
power forward sort of vibes, and set the tone for the boys.
Can go from deep as well when I feel like it.
Yeah, well, whenever he wants. So just like Ron will probably give him a dime, and then he can just take the rest. And he's got one of his mates on board as well, Meso. Shout out to him.
Meso,
He's got a bit of ink. I'm sure he's nicer than he looks. Slightly intimidating to the eye for a little unit like me, but I'm sure. Give it a couple of weeks and me and Mesa will be massive too. So
No, good to have Meso on the team.
Yeah,
It's official, right?
Yeah.
It's official. So we got 6 now. So just one rotation.
and I don't mind that.
Yeah, it's good. We want to get on. We don't want to be on the bench all game. But that should be good. And yeah, can't wait for that. That starts March?
16th of April.
Oh, April. Okay.
Yeah.
So a bit of time, but
March, so that's
We-
April.
no, we got to get into training.
Yeah.
Get serious about
Well, I
it.
don't really believe in training, but I mean, you
Oh, it's
boys.
just a little shootout. That'd be
Oh
right.
yeah, you boys. I mean,
Oh,
We're the
okay.
ultimate
I'm a
residents.
bit of a rock up play. Even cricket, don't train. And I will start this week. So
Really?
we're
First?
I wouldn't say first, but first in months. Yeah.
Nah, it should be good though. Anyway, that wraps it up for part 1 of episode 15. Thanks, boys, for joining me, and we'll catch you in part 2. See you later.